Unlock the secrets of attraction that go beyond compliments and flashy gestures. Learn how to truly captivate her by mastering the art of confidence, understanding, and silent strength. Confidence that doesn't need approval. The concept of confidence in this context is fundamentally different from the more commonly discussed notion of self-assurance. Here, the emphasis is on a form of confidence that doesn't rely on external validation. This type of confidence is quiet, subtle, and unshakable, as opposed to the loud, attention-seeking kind that some people associate with bravado. This idea of confidence suggests that true self-assurance doesn't need to shout its presence. It simply exists, radiating without the need for constant reinforcement or applause from others. In relationships, particularly those involving women, this form of self-assurance is incredibly appealing. Women are often drawn to men who stand tall, both physically and metaphorically. These men don't ask for permission or need to prove their worth because they know they have intrinsic value. They are not constantly seeking reassurance, and that lack of dependency on external validation is powerful. It speaks to a deeper level of emotional maturity, where the man is comfortable in his own skin, secure in his identity, and capable of navigating the world without feeling the need to prove himself to others. The idea that women are drawn to men who don't flinch under pressure reflects the desire for stability and strength in their relationships. A man who doesn't buckle under stress or give in to pressure is perceived as reliable and emotionally resilient, qualities that are highly attractive. This type of confidence does not seek to dominate, but rather to provide a sense of safety and security. It is about self-reliance and inner peace, which are qualities women often desire in a partner. Understanding without needing an explanation. This point highlights one of the key emotional dynamics that women often experience in relationships: the need to be understood without always having to explain themselves. Many women feel that they are constantly required to justify their feelings or emotions. This can be exhausting, particularly when their feelings are dismissed or misunderstood. A man who is emotionally intelligent enough to notice subtle changes in her behavior or energy without needing a detailed explanation is profoundly appealing. When a man is truly present with her, attuned to her emotions and the energy in the room, it shows a level of emotional depth that many women long for. It's not about solving her problems or providing immediate solutions. It's about recognizing her emotional state and offering a space where she can feel heard and understood. This requires a man to be emotionally available, empathetic, and patient, qualities that are often underappreciated in a world where many people are more focused on fixing than on listening. The example of pausing and saying, "Something's off, talk to me when you're ready," illustrates a rare emotional maturity. It allows the woman to process her emotions at her own pace, without feeling rushed or pressured. It reassures her that her feelings are valid and that she doesn't need to constantly perform or justify her emotions. This creates a sense of safety in the relationship and deepens the emotional connection. For many women, this sense of being truly understood is one of the most profound forms of intimacy they can experience. The power of silence. Silence in the context of relationships, especially with women, is a powerful tool that many people overlook. It is not about giving the silent treatment or being passive-aggressive, but rather about maintaining calm and emotional control in moments of tension. Silence conveys a level of inner strength that words often cannot. In moments of emotional chaos, when a woman is upset or testing her partner, a man who can stay calm and composed demonstrates emotional intelligence and stability. This stoic silence can be incredibly magnetic because it shows that the man is not easily shaken. Instead of getting defensive or attempting to argue his point, he simply observes and listens, offering his emotional steadiness in the face of turmoil. This stillness can create a sense of awe in women because it indicates that the man is not desperate for approval or attention. He is in control of his emotions and capable of handling difficult situations without becoming overwhelmed. The quiet strength he exudes becomes a stabilizing force in the relationship, which is incredibly attractive to many women. Furthermore, Silence in the right moments also speaks volumes about self-confidence. A man who can remain silent when faced with emotional turmoil is not trying to prove a point or win the argument. Instead, he is demonstrating that he does not need to engage in conflict for the sake of ego. This quality fosters a deeper connection because it removes the need for constant verbal affirmation, allowing the relationship to move beyond surface-level interactions. Eye contact that doesn't flinch. The final aspect in this section addresses the power of eye contact. Eye contact is one of the most primal forms of communication in human relationships. It is a subtle yet potent way of connecting with someone on a deeper level. In this context, the analysis of eye contact suggests that it can serve as an indicator of dominance, confidence, and sexual tension. When a man is able to hold steady, calm eye contact with a woman, it communicates that he is emotionally grounded and not intimidated by her presence. It's not about making her feel uncomfortable by staring excessively, but rather about maintaining a confident, relaxed gaze that conveys both interest and strength. This kind of eye contact is magnetic because it sends a clear message. I see you, and I'm not afraid of you. It shows that the man is secure in his own identity and not intimidated by her energy. Eye contact also has a profound impact on the emotional and physical attraction between partners. It can create an intense connection that goes beyond words, building sexual tension and drawing the woman in. The subtle communication that happens through eye contact can be just as powerful, if not more so, than anything said verbally. It allows for a nonverbal exchange that reinforces mutual attraction and respect. 5. The attraction of mystery is an undeniable magnet for women in relationships. It's not about being secretive or deceptive, but about maintaining a sense of intrigue and depth that isn't immediately laid bare. Women are naturally drawn to men who have something more beneath the surface. It's the layers of personality, past experiences, and untold stories that create an aura of allure. Mystery, when wielded correctly, is a subtle invitation for a woman to engage more deeply and emotionally. When a man keeps a few details of his life, his story, or his past experiences private, rather than oversharing everything at once, it sparks curiosity and desire to know more. It makes the woman feel that there is something unique about him, something worth discovering. This doesn't mean withholding emotional availability, but rather not revealing all of yourself too quickly, leaving room for emotional exploration. This slow reveal is what keeps the relationship fresh, dynamic, and full of possibilities. For instance, instead of telling her everything about his life and struggles on the first date, a man might drop subtle hints or share personal anecdotes in bits and pieces. As she learns more, it adds to the complexity of his character, which keeps her intrigued. By allowing her to uncover details over time, he makes her feel like she's part of something ongoing, something worth discovering. The mystery feeds into her natural curiosity, creating an emotional and intellectual connection that encourages her to invest in him. In contrast, oversharing too early can feel like emotional dumping, which may overwhelm her and remove the sense of mystery. The allure of the unknown keeps the attraction alive and invites her to keep peeling back layers, much like reading a captivating novel where each chapter leaves you eager to know what comes next. A man with purpose, not just passion, is undeniably attractive, but it can often fade quickly if it's not connected to something deeper and more lasting. Women are drawn to men who have purpose, men who have a clear vision for their life, their career, or their personal growth. While passion can spark initial attraction and excitement, purpose is what sustains it over time. Purpose gives direction to a man's passion. It turns fleeting enthusiasm into something meaningful. A man with purpose knows why he gets out of bed every morning. Whether it's a professional goal, a personal mission, or a long-term vision for his life, this sense of purpose gives him a steady, reliable foundation. Women are drawn to men who are moving towards something, not just reacting to life. Purpose, unlike passion, is enduring. Passion may create excitement in the short term, but it is often fleeting and susceptible to external distractions. Purpose, however, provides a sense of stability and resilience. It's the kind of drive that propels a man forward even in the face of challenges, giving him a sense of direction that is deeply attractive. Women often want to feel like they're part of something bigger than themselves, and a man with purpose offers that. He has a vision that transcends his relationship, and a woman who sees that vision can align herself with it. She doesn't just want to be a passive observer of his life. She wants to be involved in it, to contribute to it, and to feel that her presence in his life is part of a larger journey. A man with purpose also brings a certain calm and stability to a relationship. Unlike someone who is aimlessly pursuing short-term thrills, a man with purpose knows where he is going and is steady in his approach. This allows the woman to feel secure, knowing that her partner has a plan and the drive to see it through. The desire to be led without being controlled. One of the most powerful dynamics in relationships is the delicate balance between leadership and control. Women, especially those who are independent and strong, often have a secret desire to surrender to a man who can lead them. However, they only want to do so when the leadership is grounded, confident, and wise. This isn't about control, manipulation, or domination. It's about direction, emotional security, and trust. Leadership in this context is about providing clear guidance, making decisions confidently, and offering a sense of protection and stability in uncertain times. It's not about telling her what to do or making every decision for her, but rather about being the kind of man she can trust to lead when necessary. It's about knowing when to take charge and when to step back and allow her to lead. For a woman, knowing that her partner can step up and take charge when the situation demands it is incredibly attractive. It gives her the emotional space to trust and lean into his strength, knowing that he can handle the challenges of life with calm and confidence. This allows her to feel both secure and supported, knowing that he is not insecure or threatened by her strength, but rather complements with his own leadership. This dynamic is not about domineering or micromanaging. Instead, it's about trust. A woman needs to feel that she can trust her partner to make decisions for both of them, especially in moments of uncertainty. When a man shows confidence in his decisions, he makes the woman feel safe to follow his lead. She does not feel oppressed or controlled. She feels cared for and guided. For example, when a woman says, "I don't care where we eat," she's not giving up her autonomy. She's testing whether he can step up and make the decision confidently. A man who leads with assurance in these small moments demonstrates that he is capable of taking charge when the stakes are higher. This leadership creates an emotional safety net, allowing her to relax and trust that he will guide them through difficult situations. The relationship becomes more stable, and the attraction between them deepens. 8. The power of words. That paint. New World's words are one of the most profound tools of connection and attraction. While it might seem like a simple form of communication, the power of language goes far beyond surface-level conversation. Women are deeply influenced by the way men use words, not just the content but the intention behind them. When a man speaks with authenticity and depth, his words create a space that draws a woman in and helps her envision a future with him. The key to using words effectively is not in flattery or empty compliments, but in speaking from a place of genuine feeling and meaning. A simple phrase like, "I love your mind" or "you fascinate me" holds much more weight when it is said with conviction and sincerity. These words, when delivered with real emotion, create an experience for the woman. It's not just a compliment. It's an invitation for her to explore and deepen the connection. The impact of words is particularly potent when they allow the woman to see a different world through the man's eyes. This isn't about being overly poetic or dramatic, but about using language to reveal a deeper layer of the relationship. When a man can paint a picture of a shared future or express what he values about her in a way that is personal and thoughtful, it sparks something in her. The woman begins to see a connection that transcends the ordinary. She imagines the possibility of a life together, Language that speaks to her heart creates a bond that is not only emotional, but also intellectual. Women are often moved by words that make them feel special, valued, and understood. The man who can articulate his admiration for her mind, her spirit, or her beauty in a way that resonates with her soul will make a lasting impression. The power of words, when used correctly, is an undeniable force in building intimacy and attraction. Furthermore, the words a man uses can also shape the way a woman thinks about herself. Compliments that are rooted in genuine admiration for her character or qualities can boost her self-esteem and make her feel seen in a way that superficial praise cannot. This deeper emotional resonance allows her to see him not just as a partner, but as someone who truly understands and values her. The strength of detachment. The final point in this section addresses one of the most powerful qualities a man can possess: detachment. This concept might seem counterintuitive at first, especially when it comes to relationships, but it is one of the most attractive traits for women. The key to detachment is not indifference or emotional distance, but rather emotional independence and self-respect. When a man can be fully engaged in a relationship yet maintain a sense of detachment, it shows that he values himself and his own life outside of the relationship. He is not desperate for validation or approval from his partner. Instead, he is secure enough in his own identity to allow the relationship to develop naturally, without clinging or over-relying on it for his sense of self-worth. Women are often attracted to men who have a sense of independence, as it demonstrates emotional maturity. When a man is not afraid to walk away if the relationship is not right, it signals to the woman that he has boundaries and self-respect. He is not in the relationship out of need or desperation, but because he chooses to be there. This kind of emotional sovereignty is powerful because it creates a sense of freedom within the relationship. A woman will feel more respected when she knows that her partner is not constantly seeking her approval or affection. Instead, he values her, but he doesn't need her to complete him. This is an incredibly attractive quality, as it shows that the man is self-sufficient and confident in his own life. The power of detachment also lies in the man's ability to walk away if the relationship is no longer fulfilling or healthy. A man who can leave a situation that isn't right for him demonstrates that he values himself above all else. This does not mean that he lacks commitment or is unwilling to work through challenges. Rather, it signals that he will not tolerate anything less than a healthy, balanced relationship. Women are often drawn to men who can express love and affection while still maintaining a strong sense of independence. This emotional detachment allows for space within the relationship, where both partners can grow and thrive individually, while still being deeply connected. It fosters respect, trust, and admiration in ways that dependence and neediness cannot.